Good morning, Alex and friends. I'm Grace Min. Today is Wednesday, November 13th, 2024, and you're listening to Alex's News. The high in Riverside today will reach 75.0 degrees, with a low of 53.2, making for a pleasant mid-November day. Coming up on Alex's News, we'll explore President Biden's strategy to maintain support for Ukraine's defense efforts into 2025. We'll also take a look at an innovative educational program that's transforming a maximum security prison into a college campus. And for music and gaming enthusiasts, we'll discuss how Nintendo's latest music app is making waves in the industry. Stay tuned for these stories and more on Alex's News. In our top story this morning, the Biden administration is reaffirming its commitment to provide significant military aid to Ukraine. For more on this, we're joined by our Washington correspondent, Ethan. Ethan, what can you tell us about this latest development?
Good morning, Grace. Secretary of State Antony Blinken made a significant announcement at NATO headquarters in Brussels, emphasizing the U.S.'s continued support for Ukraine in its ongoing conflict with Russia. According to ABC News, this commitment comes in response to recent Russian attacks on Kyiv and reports of North Korean troops supporting Russian forces.
That's quite concerning, Ethan. Can you elaborate on the specifics of this aid package?
Certainly, Grace. As reported by VOA News, the aid package includes a mix of immediate drawdowns from U.S. stockpiles and new procurements. We're talking about ammunition for HIMARS, which are high-mobility artillery rocket systems, as well as various types of artillery ammunition, mortar systems, air defense systems, and precision-guided munitions like AGM-154, joint standoff weapons, and JDAM extended-range guided bombs.
That's quite a comprehensive package. Why is there such urgency in providing this aid now?
Well, Grace, there are a couple of factors at play here. First, the Biden administration is working to deliver the remaining $6 billion in military aid before the transition to the new administration in January 2025. That's just 435 days from now. Additionally, as AP News reports, there are concerns about potential changes in U.S. policy towards Ukraine once Donald Trump takes office. Trump has been critical of the extensive aid to Ukraine and has promised to quickly end the conflict, which some fear could benefit Russian President Vladimir Putin.
I see. Has there been any recent escalation in the conflict that's prompting this renewed focus?
Yes, there have been significant developments. According to multiple sources, Kyiv recently experienced a sophisticated missile and drone attack, the first of its kind, in 73 days. Moreover, there are reports of North Korean involvement in the conflict. Ukraine's Center for Strategic Communications has released visual footage showing North Korean troops receiving equipment at Russian training grounds. South Korea's National Intelligence Service has also shared satellite imagery of North Korean soldiers gathering at Russian military facilities.
That's quite alarming. How has NATO responded to these developments?
NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte has called for increased Western support for Ukraine, emphasizing the need for continued solidarity against Russian aggression. The Biden administration has stated that it will adapt and adjust, with the latest equipment being sent to Ukraine, though specific details weren't provided.
As we approach the 1,000-day mark of this conflict, what's the overall goal of these aid efforts?
The primary aim, Grace, is to ensure Ukraine has the necessary resources to fight effectively in 2025, or to negotiate peace from a position of strength. The international community remains focused on supporting Ukraine's defense capabilities and negotiating position as the conflict continues.
Thank you, Ethan, for that comprehensive update on the situation in Ukraine. We'll be sure to keep our viewers informed as this story develops.
You're welcome, Grace. We'll continue to monitor the situation closely.
And that concludes our first story for this morning. Stay tuned for more news after the break. We turn now to a groundbreaking education program at one of California's most notorious prisons. Our reporter Chloe has been following this story. Chloe, tell us about this new initiative at Pelican Bay State Prison.
Thank you, Grace. Cal Poly Humboldt has launched a revolutionary bachelor's degree program at Pelican Bay State Prison, a maximum security facility in Crescent City, California. This program is not only the first of its kind in California, but also the first in the nation to be approved under new federal Department of Education rules, allowing incarcerated individuals to access Pell Grant funds.
That's quite significant. Can you give us some background on Pelican Bay State Prison?
Pelican Bay State Prison, built in 1989, was once infamous for its violent environment and excessive use of solitary confinement. However, according to reports, the introduction of education programs has dramatically improved the prison's culture and safety.
So how does this new bachelor's program work?
The program offers a bachelor's degree in communications and is open to inmates who have already completed associate's degrees through the College of the Redwoods Pelican Bay Scholars Program. Approximately 130 inmates at Pelican Bay have graduated with associate degrees, making them eligible for this new opportunity. The first cohort, which began in January of this year, consists of 16 to 25 students.
That's interesting. How many inmates are actually eligible for this program?
While the exact percentage isn't specified, it's clear that only a small fraction of the total prison population qualifies. The program is highly selective and based on prior educational achievements.
What impact has this program had so far?
The impact has been significant, Grace. According to reports, the program aims to reduce violence within the prison and improve the daily behaviors of incarcerated students. Students have reported personal growth and emotional development, fostering a sense of community and support among classmates. The program offers classes in subjects like persuasive speaking and multi-ethnic resistance.
Can you share any specific examples of how this program has affected inmates?
Absolutely. One student, Daryl Baka, who spent 25 years in solitary confinement, has highlighted the transformative impact of the education program. Another student, Davion Holman, has even passed up transfers to lower security prisons to stay in the program. These stories really underscore the program's positive influence.
That's remarkable. Are there any challenges the program is facing?
Yes, there are. One major challenge is securing Pell Grants due to issues with the Federal Department of Education's FAFESA rollout. Currently, Cal Poly Humboldt is covering tuition for the students until the grants are approved.
What are the future plans for this program?
The university plans to expand the program to include other majors and additional prison yards. There's also interest from students in potentially introducing a master's degree program in the future.
How does this program contribute to community safety?
Officials believe that offering prison education programs enhances community safety by disrupting the narrative of violence and promoting positive behaviors among incarcerated individuals. While specific data for this program is not yet available, studies on similar initiatives show that inmates who earn a bachelor's degree have a significantly lower recidivism rate, around 5.6%, compared to the overall recidivism rate for released prisoners without higher education, which can be as high as 70 to 85%.
Those are impressive statistics. Thank you, Chloe, for this comprehensive report on this groundbreaking education program at Pelican Bay State Prison.
You're welcome, Grace. It's certainly a story worth following as it continues to develop.
Here are some other headlines. Chris Wallace, the veteran broadcaster, is leaving CNN after 3 years. The 77-year-old journalist cited a desire to explore new opportunities in podcasting and streaming media. Wallace had joined CNN in 2021 after 18 years at Fox News. A devastating explosion at the Givaudan Sense Color manufacturing plant in Louisville, Kentucky, has resulted in 2 employee deaths and significant damage to the surrounding neighborhood. The incident occurred on November 13, 2024, prompting a temporary shelter-in-place order. The cause is under investigation. Florida education officials have reported hundreds of books being pulled from school libraries across the state. The removals are due to recent changes in state law empowering parents to challenge books. Affected titles include works by renowned authors like Toni Morrison, Kurt Vonnegut, and Stephen King. In China, underground raves are gaining popularity among youth seeking escape from societal pressures. Known as Yidi or wild dances, these events take place in hidden locations, offering participants a rare space for unfettered expression in the country's regimented society. Senate Republicans are meeting to elect a new majority leader following Mitch McConnell's decision to step down. The race includes Senators Rick Scott, John Cornyn, and John Thune, with the outcome potentially shaping the GOP's legislative agenda and relationship with the incoming Trump administration. We're moving on to our third and final story of the morning. Nintendo has recently launched a new music streaming app that's causing quite a stir in the gaming community. To tell us more about this exciting development, we're joined by our tech reporter, Ethan. Ethan, what can you tell us about Nintendo's latest venture?
Thanks, Grace. Nintendo has indeed made a big splash in the music streaming world with their new app called Nintendo Music. Launched just 2 weeks ago on October 30th, it's already proven to be a massive hit among Nintendo fans and music enthusiasts alike.
That's impressive, Ethan. Can you give us some details about the app's performance so far?
Certainly, Grace. According to reporting from NPR and WMRA, Nintendo Music has already surpassed 1 million downloads in just 2 weeks since its release. This rapid adoption rate speaks volumes about the app's appeal and the demand for video game music.
Wow, that's quite a milestone. What exactly does Nintendo Music offer to its users?
Well, Grace, the app is a treasure trove for Nintendo fans. It provides access to dozens of hours of music from beloved Nintendo franchises like Mario, Donkey Kong, and Zelda. Currently, the library boasts over 60 hours of content, with Nintendo promising to expand this selection over time.
That sounds extensive. Are there any particular soundtracks that have been especially popular?
Absolutely. Some of the most sought-after soundtracks include those from recent hit games like Animal Crossing New Horizons, The Legend of Zelda.
I can see why fans would be excited. What features does the app offer to enhance the listening experience?
The app comes with a range of user-friendly features, Grace. Users can stream or download soundtracks, create and share personal playlists, and explore curated playlists. But what's really interesting are some of the unique features tailored for gamers. For instance, there's a spoiler protection option that hides soundtracks from games users haven't completed yet. Additionally, users can extend their favorite tracks to play seamlessly for up to an hour, which is great for background listening.
That's fascinating, Ethan. Speaking of background listening, I understand that game music has been popular for this purpose even before this app launched. Can you elaborate on that?
You're absolutely right, Grace. For years, gamers and music enthusiasts have been turning to platforms like YouTube to listen to video game soundtracks while working, studying, or just relaxing. Experts in the field, such as Ben Kidd from 8-Bit Music Theory and musician Harvey Jones, point out that Nintendo Music in particular is known for its strong, memorable melodies that often evoke nostalgia. These melodies are frequently reused and remixed across different games, creating a sense of familiarity and comfort for listeners.
It sounds like Nintendo is tapping into a pre-existing demand. How does this app compare to other music streaming services?
That's a great question, Grace. Unlike general streaming platforms like Spotify or Apple Music, Nintendo Music offers exclusive access to Nintendo game soundtracks, which aren't available on these other services. This exclusivity, combined with features specifically designed for Nintendo fans, makes it a unique offering in the music streaming landscape.
Has there been any criticism of the app, Ethan?
While the reception has been largely positive, there has been one notable criticism. Some users and analysts have pointed out that the app doesn't credit individual composers for the music. Adding these credits could potentially enhance the listener's experience and appreciation for the music.
Interesting. It sounds like Nintendo has room for improvement there. Any final thoughts on the impact of this app, Ethan?
Overall, Grace, Nintendo Music represents a significant step in Nintendo's strategy to capitalize on the enduring appeal of its game music. It provides a legal, official alternative to the unofficial uploads that have long existed on platforms like YouTube, which often faced copyright issues. As Nintendo continues to expand the app's library and potentially address user feedback, it's likely to become an even more valuable addition to their online service.
Thank you, Ethan, for that comprehensive look at Nintendo's new music streaming app. It'll be interesting to see how it develops in the coming months.
My pleasure, Grace. It's certainly an exciting time for Nintendo fans and music lovers alike.
Indeed it is. Thanks again, Ethan. That's all we have for now. Today's episode was made by Alexander King with Claude Sonnet 3.5, the Perplexity API, and the Google Cloud Text-to-Speech API. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow, Alex.